Okay, Mom, let's talk about Dawn since she was born way before me. So tell me about the day she was born.
Well, it was a Monday. I had gone to the doctor, and she had actually been a couple of days late. And he said, "Go home and take castor oil, and I'll see you at the hospital later." So I went home and I drank some orange juice with castor oil. And by 10 o'clock that night, Dawn came screaming into the world. Or it was 10:38 in the evening, I believe, she was born. I didn't know it was a boy or a girl because back in those days they didn't tell you. I thought I was going to have another boy, but there she was. So that black hair and those big blue eyes just staring up at me.
So how was Blue with her when she was born?
He was okay. He was bored with her because he wanted to go outside and play. He wanted to be with his friends, and I kept telling him, "Take a picture with your sister." "Okay, Mom. Can I go now? Can I go now? I don't want to be with her. I want to go and play." But that was his little sister. He loved being with her when he didn't have his friends around. They used to play a lot, but he made her scream. She loved to scream at him.
So how was Dawn as a little girl? What were the fun things she would do?
Oh my gosh. She started talking when she was very, very little, and she was like a little chatterbox. She started walking when she was 9 months old, and then she would do somersaults. There was a show on TV back then called Sha-na-na. So she would sing Sha-na-na and do a whole flipping somersault in front of the TV set. And she loved to wear her little blue jeans because they had pockets. And she would say, "Pocket, pocket." So you'd have to put money in her pocket. But she was very particular about her feet. Her socks had to be on just so. If there was one little crooked line in her stocking, she would have a hissy fit and start screaming at everybody. "Fix my socks! Fix my socks!" But she was a chatterbox. She was a beautiful, beautiful little girl.
How was she when I was born?
She was, you were her baby. I wasn't allowed. She wanted to do everything for you. That's my baby. That's my baby. I want to change her diaper. I want to feed her. I want to do this. "No, Mama, that's my baby." She was your protector. She would open doors for you. She'd run down the street in front of you and say, "Don't go on the street. You have to play it here." She was your little protector.
So do you have anything you'd like to say to Dawn at the end of this interview?
Oh my God, Dawn, you are an amazing, amazing person. I am so blessed that I've had you all these years in my life. You were there when my big sister Janie died, and you were there when Grandma died, and you are an amazing woman. I am so blessed to have you in our life. And you gave us a beautiful, beautiful little boy that we just adore so much. And there aren't words enough that can tell you how much I love you. There just isn't words. There aren't enough.
Okay, well, thank you, Mommy. My sister is my first friend. We were always side by side. You always taught me so much, and our love will never end. Yes, we would fight, we would argue, but a minute later all was forgotten. You would make me laugh and ask, "You're not still mad at me, are you?" Thank you, Dawn, for always being there and letting me know you will always care. Thank you for loving me so and always helping me find where I wanted to go. When times got bad, you were there by my side, always holding my hand. Thank you for being my sister, for being my friend. My love for you will never end. I was so excited that my sister was coming to Northern Michigan University with me to complete our degrees. It was my sophomore year, and you were continuing your degree after going to South Carolina for school. I was 19 and you were 21. We got a dorm room together, and it wasn't a pleasant experience. This was the time in our lives where we drifted the furthest apart we'd ever been. I was never there, we had different sets of friends, and we fought all the time. Neither of us was doing well in school because of different reasons. It felt like we were both searching for something we couldn't find. In retrospect, I think we were searching for each other. We were best friends, but had no common bonds anymore. It was so frustrating. On Thanksgiving Day, November 27th, 1997, we got into my red Escort to begin our ride home. I don't remember a minute of that day, but you remember every second. I talk about this day from the perspective of others and you. I am told it was very cold and possibly snowing, and we didn't see the treacherous patch of black ice. We were going around a curve at 55 to 60 miles an hour when we hit the ice. It pulled us into the path of a Dodge Ram hauling a U-Haul trailer, and we hit head on. How did we live? How did we survive? I truly believe by the sheer will of God and our guardian angels, we were pulled from the wreckage to serve our greater purpose. However, we would have to go through hell first. You were broken. I broke you, and I couldn't put you back together. You broke your left arm because you tried to hold me back. You had a broken femur, broke both bones in your shin which came through the skin. 9 ribs cracked and punctured both of your lungs and bruised your heart. You couldn't breathe, but with every breath you could muster, you made sure the paramedics knew my name. You thought I was dead because I was bleeding from the mouth and didn't move. You never lost consciousness. You were my broken angel. I am told that the ambulance had to stop before Marquette General because you couldn't breathe. The thought of you in so much pain from all of your broken bones and chest tubes being plunged into your lungs while you are still conscious breaks my heart. I think God allowed you to remember because you are so much stronger than me. He knew I couldn't do for you what you did for me. We were in the hospital for 3 weeks. Mom tells me you were sure that I was dead. You just knew I didn't make it. So when they brought me out of my coma, I was wheeled into your room to prove to you I was alive. I see pictures of us together so broken, and I don't remember a second of it. I look so oblivious to it all, and you look like you are in an unbelievable amount of pain. I often wonder why you had to feel so much while I don't remember feeling a thing. After 3 weeks, you were able to go home first. I was so glad you were able to go home, and I fought with everything I had to go home with you, but I only followed a few days later. At home was where the real pain began. You were given a walker with a rest for your broken arm. All you could do was lie on the couch, and I could see the pain in your eyes when all you wanted to do was walk and to be able to close your left hand. You were so frustrated all those days you had to go to therapy where the progress was so slow. However, I will always remember the day where you could close your hand enough to get your fingers to touch your palm and the fire was in you. You were going to survive. You were going to walk, to dance, to run again, and you did. You pushed as hard as you could even when your femur broke for the second time. Did that slow you down? Absolutely not. I will never forget the day you first walked on your own. We all cried until we laughed at how amazing it all was. You took a year off from school to fully recover, and did you ever? We headed back to Northern together in 1999 and flourished like never before. We lived together again, but it was different this time. We had a newfound respect for each other, and we were thankful every minute we were given on this earth. We graduated with our bachelor's degrees together in April of 2001. Our entire family was there to see the miracle of us living and moving on with our lives. You continued to leap into your future when you went on to graduate school at St. Cloud State and graduated in 2003 with a master's in psychology. And what do you do with this degree? Well, help others, of course. I honestly think you got your degree for those you could help, not for yourself. You are incredibly selfless, courageous, and resilient. Every time you get knocked down, you always pull yourself up, even better than before. I'm so lucky to have you, so lucky to call you my sister, my best friend. So why did this accident happen? It was a blessing in disguise. I don't want to think where we would be today if this accident never happened. Would we be two successful women with a very bright future ahead of us? I don't know, but I do know we are who we are because of this accident, and I thank God for our survival every day. Dear Daily, I'm writing you this letter to tell you how wonderful and how very lucky you are to have your mom. We are both very lucky to have her. When I was born, she told Grandma Juji I was her baby, and now you are her baby. Your mom loves you more than life itself. The day you were born, her life changed for the better, and you, young man, have made her an even better person. Your mom will do anything in the world for you. When you laugh, her heart fills with joy. When you cry, she erases your tears. The amount of joy you bring to her life every day cannot be matched by anyone else. You have a beautiful, strong mom. She has been through a lot in her life, but she has conquered every problem she has ever faced. She and I were in a terrible car accident years ago, and she did everything she could to make sure I was okay before she even thought of herself. Your mommy cares for many people. She will do anything for someone out of the sheer kindness of her heart, and I know she will instill this in you. You are an incredibly lucky boy, and please don't ever forget how much your mommy loves you. You make her so proud every day because you are such a good boy. Please continue to be that precious, beautiful boy that my sister loves so much. You will always and forever put a smile on her face because you are her proudest achievement in life. I love you so much because you are my godson, my nephew, and my sister's son. Daily, don't ever forget how much you are loved and what a treasure you are to all of us, but mostly to your mommy. I love you so much, Daily. Love, Auntie Bug.